very glad to interact with all of you. So with that little start, you can handle it the way you want. And I'm actually very, very happy that Mr. Kamath found it fitting and he found the time to come and be with us. Not just for the... I did go and meet him for a few minutes before coming here, which for me was a very, it's like going and meeting a guru. Feel free. Peaceful.
Business. So businesses are always built on economics. And today the country is running on politics as a business. Where does the economics start?
With politics, other than the fact that it has to be a policy matter which has to be innovated with, the line is too thin and that's dangerous.
Originally economics was called political economy.
I don't think we can relate the two, but your ethical constraints are the ones on which we are much more worried about now than
Good evening, everyone. I'm Deepanshu Bhatia, PGP 1 student. Before we begin the proceedings, I request everyone to put their mobile phones in silent mode. Thank you. We have gathered here for the 13th leadership lecture on Does India Need Good Politicians or Good Political Parties? This lecture is a part of the continuing series of leadership lectures, which is in its 4th successful year now. I request our director, Dr. R.C. Natarajan, to escort our guests to the dais. I call upon our chief guest, Srimati Nirmala Sitharaman, and with that, I also request our chairman, Dr. Ramdas M. Pai, guest of honor, Dr. K. Ram Narayan, Vice Chancellor, Manipal University, and our director, Dr. R.C. Natarajan, to light the lamp. now request everyone to rise for the invocation song.
ಗಜವದನ ಬೇಡುವೆ ಗೌರಿ ತನಯ ಗಜವದನ ಬೇಡುವೆ ಗೌರಿ ತನಯ ತ್ರಿಜಗವಂದಿತನೇ ಸುಜನರ ಪರವನೇ ತ್ರಿಜಗವಂದಿತನೇ ಸುಜನರ ಪರವನೇ ಗಜವದನ ಬೇಡುವೆ ಗೌರಿ ತನಯ ಗಜವದನ ಬೇಡುವೆ.
Thank you, Prashanti. I now invite Professor Aparna Bhatt for the welcome address.
Good evening to all of you and a warm greetings on behalf of TAPMI Management Institute. Welcome to the 13th lectureship lecture. This event marks the occasion with the theme, Does India need good politicians or good political parties? In line with that, I would like to share a very memorable quote from Up Simba when David Foster Wallace says, "If you're bored and disgusted by politics and don't bother to vote, you're in effect voting for the entrenched establishments of the two major parties, who please rest assured are not dumb, and who are keenly aware that it is in their interest to keep you disgusted and bored and cynical and to give you every possible reason to stay at home doing one-hitters and watching MTV on primary day. By all means, stay home if you want, but don't fool yourself that you're not voting. In reality, there is no such thing as not voting. You either vote by voting or you vote by staying home and tacitly doubling the value of some diehard's vote." This allows us a minute of thought into our role in democracy of India to strengthen our political parties or not. And to probe into this issue, we have with us Srimati Nirmala Sitharaman, National Spokesperson, Bharatiya Janata Party, the honored orator of the day. I welcome you, ma'am. We are delighted, grateful, and honored to have with us the esteemed dignitaries, Padma Bhushan awardee Dr. Ramdas Pai, Chairman of TAPMI and Chancellor Manipal University, presiding over the event. Our guest of honor, Dr. K. Ram Narayan, Vice Chancellor Manipal University. And Dr. R.C. Natarajan, Director TAPMI. Dignitaries of the days, Dr. H.S. Shantaram, Trustee and Governing Council Member of TAPMI, Dr. M.V. Kamath, Honorary Director of Manipal Institute of Communication. Knowing that you have inserted this event in your busy schedules, serve to remind us all just how important this event is. I warmly welcome you all. May I take this opportunity to welcome the press, all the guests, faculty of TAPMI, students, staff, and all of you who have come here to share the moments of the event with us. Jerry Moss of A&M Records once commented, and I quote, "It's not that complicated if you hear something, and it makes you want to hear it again. That's the ticket. You have to be lucky enough to find geniuses, welcome them, and get out of their way." Yes, we have found that orator for the day, and before I make my way, I once again warmly welcome each one of you and wish that you not only gain as much as possible from the talk, but also enjoy doing so. Good luck.
Thank you, ma'am. I now invite Dr. K. Ram Narayan, Vice Chancellor Manipal University, to talk about history of leadership lectures at TAPMI.
Warm greetings to you all. TAPMI Management Institute, TAPMI, a member of the extended family of the Manipal Group of Institutions, was set up in 1984 by the visionary leader Padma Bhushan Sri Thonse Anant Pai. To commemorate 25 years of its existence, TAPMI started a leadership lecture series in 2009. Eminent personalities and leaders from different walks of life are invited to address the fledgling managers of TAPMI and the academic fraternity of Manipal on matters of contemporary nature. On this occasion, the thought leaders share their vision, expertise, and achievements to inspire the students to take up leadership roles in the quest for building a great India. Some of the luminaries who have spoken in TAPMI Leadership Lecture Series are Srimati Nirupama Rao, Montek Singh Aluwalia, Sri Salman Khurshid, Sri Rajdeep Sardesai, Sri M.K. Narayanan, Dr. H. Harish Hande. Maintaining this tradition of inviting visionaries, we have amongst us today Srimati Nirmala Sitharaman. We are indeed honored, privileged, and delighted to have you amongst us today.
Thank you, sir. I now invite Professor Vinod Madhavan to introduce our chief guest.
Thank you, Dipanshu. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. It's my honor and privilege to introduce our speaker of the 13th Leadership Lecture at TAPMI. Nirmala Sitharaman is originally from Madurai. She did a BA from Sita Lakshmi Ramaswamy College, Tiruchirappalli, Tamil Nadu. In 1980, she joined Jawaharlal Nehru University, New Delhi to pursue MA in Economics. She also pursued her MPhil in International Studies from JNU. She is popularly known as a free thinker from Jawaharlal Nehru University of the 1980s. Nirmala worked with Price Waterhouse as a senior manager, research and analysis wing, where within a short span, she grew to head the competition unit. She worked for the BBC World Service for some time. She was appointed as an apolitical member, and please note, she was the youngest apolitical member of the National Commission for Women. After setting up a public policy institute and even a school in Hyderabad, Nirmala gravitated towards the BJP. She joined the BJP in 2006. Nirmala is married to Dr. Parakala Prabhakar, a JNU and London School of Economics alumnus. He is a politician, political commentator, popular television anchor, and an intellectual. They have a daughter and are based at Hyderabad. Nirmala is the national spokesperson of the Bharatiya Janata Party. She is one of the distinct personalities who often manages the impossible feat of smiling sweetly at TV anchors who annoy her. With the permission of the chief guest, I would like to quote some interesting statements that reflect her free thinking. I quote, "I am not sure it is right to label anything as defensible or indefensible. There are many dimensions to an issue. It's not for me to see and judge. I cannot look at it from a myopic view only," unquote. I quote again, "Once a line is taken by the party, I am expected to stick to it, but that doesn't mean that I am a mere mouthing machine. I apply my mind," unquote. And the finest quote that I've come across, the way she sees herself in the BJP, in Tamil she says, "Tamaralai Tanni," which means, "I am like a drop of water on the lotus leaf," unquote. We're indeed delighted to have her with us today. I now request our director, Dr. R.C. Natarajan, to introduce the topic to all of us. Thank you.
Thank you, Vinod. When I shared my idea of calling Srimati Nirmala Sitharaman with a student, he very meekly asked me, "Are you sure you want to invite a politician to the campus?" And he was not alone. One of the faculty members, who normally is a very jovial and open speaker, he said, "You are the director, all right, but are you sure you want to invite a politician to the campus?" So I had to reply to both of them. Well, we have had Salman Khurshid in the campus, we have had other people, and what's the difference? I mean, they're all politicians. Somehow, we seem to associate politicians with certain traits, which we had certain discussions before we came here. She'll be talking more about that. But I just made some note of some of the politicians that we can think of. How many of us think of the name Mohandas Karamchand Gandhi when we talk of politician? We don't. When we think of a politician, only the people who come to our mind are Lalu Yadavs and Bapu Yadavs. That's quite unfortunate. And it's precisely for this reason we thought we should hear from somebody who is in the thick of politics to know what politician is and what a political party is and what politics is all about. We have complete anathema, antipathy towards politics. We think politics is manipulation. We think of politicians as selfish, wily, manipulative people. We don't think of them as nation builders. But as Aparna earlier said, we sit back in our rooms, watch the TV, we don't go and cast our votes, and we cast aspersions on the politicians. So, I'll make this very brief. There's indeed a complete lack of understanding of political parties in this country. All our understandings are based on rumors. We hear rumors about so-and-so having a close clout with the Reddy brothers and making money, so-and-so has stashed up so much of money in Swiss bank, somebody has taken care of the family so well for ruling the United States of America for the next 100 years, and so on and so forth. We really don't know what it is to be in politics and what is in store for anybody who possibly wants to set up a career in politics. So, I invite Mrs. Sitharaman to take the stage now.
A bit of a starting trouble. Padma Bhushan Dr. Ramdas Pai, your Vice Chancellor, the Director of TAPMI, who was my former teacher, and the eminent citizens of Manipal, Mr. Kamath, who again is another teacher, and the wonderful fresh faces of all the students. And of course, I can't forget the media who are always with me. First, let me thank the trustees and the eminent managers of this wonderful institute, and of course, Manipal, which has now become identified with being the education hub of India. But much before I really even start talking, this is a very small, not a speech of somebody who's a statesman or, very big politician. In my own small way, I would want to dedicate this interaction that I'm having with you all to somebody who my entire family had looked up to, had been very impressed by, and somebody who is actually the brain behind everything here in Manipal, Sri T.A. Pai. My family has lived looking up to him. I have my own father, in the sense my mama who brought me up, who was handpicked by Sri T.A. Pai, groomed, and who rose to become the executive director of Syndicate Bank and subsequently executive director of Canara Bank, who probably breathes every bit of T.A. Pai in him. And that has been effectively translated to all of us also. And when your director was talking about politicians, he started with M.K. Gandhi. I would think, sitting here, the first name you should take for a politician who made a very big difference to his people, his place, the town, the city, which actually was a beautiful extended green patch of India into a vibrant education hub, was Sri T.A. Pai. And this little interaction with you